Hello, welcome to Susie Unshaped. I am Susie, and here we are unshaping all of the programming and belief systems that has been layered onto us our entire lives and lifetimes, so that we can come back and live from our hearts and remember who we truly are and what our purpose is here and how amazing we are and what a miracle we are. So if you haven't done the 31-day challenge, I highly recommend it. It's free, and it was my process to uncover. So it is start from day one and just go step by step, because we have so many aha moments. And anyway, highly recommend it. Anyway, I was it was funny actually. Last night I could not sleep. I could not get to sleep at all, and I like to listen to tarot readers when I go to sleep, and I've got my favorite ones, and they've got nice soothing voices, and they sort of lull me off to sleep because my brain's thinking about what they're saying instead of looping on other stuff. I'm an overthinker. Anyway, I had this he's called Chosen 144 Tarot. Anyway, and he sort of popped up on my suggested, and I pressed play. And I was like, whoa, he's another Aussie, which I don't think I've ever seen an Aussie tarot reader on YouTube. And he speaks like an Aussie, and he is Aussie through and through. And well, at first I was so taken aback. I was like, oh my God, what is this energy invading my pre-sleep space? He is not one that you go to sleep to, that is for sure. And at first I had real resistance to it, but I was intrigued. So I just stayed. I was listening, and then P.S. I'm now a huge fan of his, so I highly recommend you go and check him out, especially if you want some Aussie humor and Aussie just truth. But there was I'll see if I can actually link the video below. I tried to make a clip of it, but I could only get half of it, and you really need the whole 2 minutes. And it was the best description of what's going on Earth at the moment, with all this division and polarity and fighting and I'm right, no, with everyone thinking their side is right and the other side is evil, and there's so much going on, so many evil stories coming out. And he just shared this perspective, and I'd never heard of it like this before. But there's the light and the dark, and I only really focus on the light. I don't bother too much with the dark, although I did notice that I had a negative entity attached to me, and it was trying to block me from remembering to stay true to my heart. And I truly believe it was sent because of the truths and discoveries I made in the 31-day challenge. And I think it was we don't want her to share them with the rest of you, because if she shares them with all of you, and they all start to realize who they are, because that's all it is. It's just uncovering who each of us is. And I'll give you the cliff notes. We are all connected. We are all one. We are not separate. We are God. We are the bird. We are the trees. Our divine soul essence is all connected to everyone, everything, and no thing. All of it. Everything and no thing. And so I was okay. Because what he was saying is, anytime you hook into my belief system's right, you're wrong, I'm good, you're evil. Anytime you hook into these extremists, they are so evil, you're actually giving power to the darkness. And I was just it's and if you think about it, he says it much better than me. So it starts at 20 minutes and 8 seconds. I'm going to put a link to it because I think everyone needs to watch it. And just see, when you're hooking into self-righteousness and that's evil, that's bad. What you're doing is you're actually giving your power to the evil and the bad. You're giving it your energy. And I was just that's what's going on at the moment. Yes, There are absolute atrocities going on around the world, completely horrendous. But his point is, when you get raw about them, you just feeding them more. And it's always Pam Gregory I will revert back to, because she's always said, like, instead of feeding the raw, like the self-righteousness, it's like, yeah, we can acknowledge it's horrible, but put your energy into like a balanced, beautiful future based on like heart-based living. Because if we all put our energy on heart-based living, then we lift up above those dark energies, and we as a collective will lift up, and then everyone can remember their truth and live from their hearts. But these extremes at the moment are actually designed to keep you trapped from remembering who you are, by like creating the extreme polarities and the extreme like belief systems and the good and the bad. And it's interesting, I did mention there was a story, like an interview with two well-known, well, one spiritual guy and one probably like a philosophical guy, and they were talking about the atrocities that are going on, and the spiritual guy was saying, I don't believe in how you can say that that's okay, and the philosophy guy was sort of trying to defend it, but he'd not defend it, that's the wrong word, explain it from a philosophical view, which is balance. Like, everything is balance, the good and the bad. And whenever you're tilted in too much of one direction, I've actually done the course of the I'll just tell you, it's Dr. Demartini. So I've done the Dr. Demartini course years ago, like before when my marriage was in its final rocky stages. And I do think that course actually helped me process the ending of the marriage, so I was able to see it from a more balanced perspective and not like a victim. Because his premise is that everything is balanced, like there is a perspective for both sides of the coin. And that's where this other guy was like going, no, there is no perspective for the bad side of the coin. And sort of shut him down and wouldn't entertain the idea about this having balance. But after listening to Chosen 144 and how giving the atrocities, the energy feeds the darkness and the fear and the anger, that's actually feeding those energies. And we don't want to feed them. We want to starve them. And the best way we can starve them is to remember our truth, remember who we are, remember that we are all connected, all of us. And then it was interesting because Chosen 144 also goes on to say, like, our eyes are not lenses to see the world through. Our eyes are actually projectors of what's going on up in our like mind. Like, we are creating what our eyes see. And that was just absolutely fascinating. So if we are creating what we're seeing, then none of it is real. It's a creation of our imagination. And I assume that's where, as he says, the dark lord is very, he's very, very dark, but he's also very, very clever. So he's like in there creating these atrocities and getting you to hook in. You're just feeding the energy. So you're probably going to go, oh my God, she has absolutely lost it today. But I had to sit bolt upright in my bed and actually share it with my sister, because there were so many like aha moments. And the way I'm butchering it, of course, as I always do when I recall stories. But I think my favorite thing to do is to hear something, or think of something, or remember something, have an aha moment, and then come straight and share it with you. Because I don't know, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Like, I'm only I'm literally like one aha moment in front of you, and then I share it with you. And if you can get the aha moment, then we can both aha together. And that's what just popped into my head, is like, you don't have a microphone. And I was like, I don't have a microphone. phone. I just got this new ring light that holds my phone, so I haven't quite figured out the mic part, so I hope it's loud enough. But anyway, aha moment, big aha. Big aha. So it's about staying balanced in your like energy and remembering like you are the villain and you are the savior. Like you are Jesus, you are God, you are the awful people. Like we all are the same soul essence. And our eyes are just projecting what's going on. Like we're creating the reality we see. Which is what we've been talking about. We have been talking about creating our own reality and how we choose this motion picture that we're watching. And so what energy do you want to create it from? The hooked in energy on the atrocities, or the energy of we are all one, we are not separate, we are all pure love, like we are all here to enjoy this divine experience in this human body. Like, what are you choosing to hook into? And it's so funny because I used to have this friend and she would get so self-righteous about things. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. And I could never understand. I'm like, yeah, I get it. But, but what, like, can you be bothered to get that upset about it? Like, is it really worth putting all that energy on to it? And then she would just create more and more things in her life to get self-righteous. Rah, it's wrong. And I just remember she nearly had her hand up like that, like, rah. The energy was just so rah, rah, rah. And I was like, I always thought to me like, oh, just move on and just don't be bothered. Just like sort out a way to manage through it and just go and put your attention and energy on something that actually brings you fulfillment, not more rah, rah. So I assume that's the same thing. So balance and remembering who we are and that we are all connected. All of humanity, the dark and the light, are all connected. And this projection, we are projecting. They're not lenses, it's a projector. We're creating this reality. So like imagine like the still movie. And they used to be lots and lots and lots of still shots. Did that make you dizzy? Made me dizzy. Lots and lots of still shots in front of each other, and they roll on. And sorry, itchy. That's our reality. We are creating the movie. You're the director of the movie. So don't let these dark situations, and I'm not saying to spiritually bypass, they are effing awful. Like they are horrible and horrendous. But send all the people involved love. Both sides. Send everyone love because you are them. Like you are the same soul essence. So everyone needs love. And there's a reason why one side thinks they're right and why the other side thinks they're right. When you go up there or wherever, like back to source, there is no right. Like it's only like a pattern and a belief system that they've been born into and ingrained. But up in the source intelligence, universal source energy, like when you cross over from this human experience, all of that dissolves. It dissolves away. There's no polarity up there. It's part of the reason we're actually here. There's no polarity in source energy. That's why we came down here to experience it. But this is the lifetime. Like we've done it all. We do not need to do the bad anymore. You've experienced it all. I can promise you. You've had lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and eons of lifetimes. This is the lifetime where we get to lift up from the polarity. And as I said yesterday, like Pam Gregory, it must be Veda Austin that gave the statistic because she's the water expert, but she said if 35% of the world blessed their water before they drank it and bathed in it and cooked with it and swam in it, if we blessed our water, 35% of us, so that's about a third of the earth, we would instantly raise up our consciousness above all of this polarity to heart-based coherence. And I know, I'm not sure if you've seen the show Pluribus. It's on Apple. I had Apple, and then when I had to change phones over, I don't have Apple anymore, so I haven't actually finished it. But it's like it's kind of a dramatized version of universal coherence, but the difference being in Pluribus is they have no free will. They're kind of like, they can all telepathically communicate, but they are sort of not drones, but a bit robotic, like in their actions and stuff. But so that's not, but the idea, like the idea that we're all connected, not heart. I don't know why I'm touching my head. Head is wrong. Telepathic communication comes from hearts. It comes from our heart, not our head. So, but to get the idea of how they like literally can communicate like that amongst each other, it's from the heart connection. But that's, we're not going to be just robotic like that. We're all going to have our own free will to do as we are. Can't speak. Maybe free will is not the word. Sovereignty. You will each have your own sovereignty. And that's what I was talking about the other day. I'm not sure, I can't remember if it was, yeah, it was yesterday, kicking the negative entities out of bed. And it's so interesting now that like, I started talking about the negative entities that are attaching onto us to try and stop us from living from our heart space. And then that comes up about the negative trying to hook us in, like it's hooking in with, well, I suppose there's the same, isn't it? They're just hooking you into more fears, fear-based stuff. Righteousness and I'm right and you're wrong and all of that. Anyway, so food for thought. I'm definitely going to link that episode, and yeah, 20.08. Start from there, or you can listen to the whole thing. I think he's a cack. Like I've listened to a few more of his readings now, and he cracks me up. So he's very Aussie, very Aussie. Anyway, I love you lots, and yeah. Just watch the 2 minutes at least from 20 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, love you. Bye.